The restaurant was quiet that night. Dim lights, soft jazz, the kind of place where every plate cost more than most people's weekly salary. But no one noticed the man sitting in the corner booth. He wore a plain gray hoodie, faded jeans, and the look of someone who didn't quite belong. Before I tell you what happened next, comment, share, and subscribe to Kindness Valley. Tell me where you're watching from. His name was Daniel Cross, billionaire, CEO of one of the biggest tech companies in the world. But tonight he wasn't Daniel the billionaire. He was Daniel the customer, anonymous, ordinary, and hungry. He'd come here undercover, hoping to see how his restaurant chain treated people when no one knew who was watching. It was one of his new ventures, a luxury dining franchise built on excellence. But he didn't want reports or filtered reviews. He wanted truth. The waitress approached, a young woman, maybe 22, tired but polite. Her name tag said Lena. Her ponytail was loose, her hands slightly trembling as she carried a tray of water glasses. "Good evening, sir. Would you like to start with a drink?" she asked softly. Daniel smiled faintly. "Just water's fine. And maybe your best steak," she nodded, scribbling the order, not realizing the man in front of her owned the restaurant she worked in. As she walked away, Daniel noticed her shoes, worn out, the soles taped together. Her uniform was clean but faded. Every time she smiled at a customer, it looked like effort, like a light flickering in wind. He watched quietly. The manager scolded her twice in 10 minutes. Once for being slow, once for dropping a spoon. She never argued back. Just whispered sorry and kept going. The food arrived, perfectly cooked, perfectly presented. But Daniel's attention stayed on Lena, not the plate. She served with grace even as exhaustion crept through her every move. When she placed his bill on the table, Daniel slipped his black card beneath it, his usual gesture. But when she returned, she didn't take the card right away. She hesitated, looked around nervously, then left a folded piece of paper beside the receipt. "Thank you, sir," she whispered, and walked away. He frowned. "A note?" He unfolded it carefully. Inside, written in hurried, trembling handwriting, were the words, "If you're the owner, please check how the staff are treated. We're scared to speak. The manager takes part of our tips. I need this job, but it's not fair. Please don't fire me for saying this." Daniel froze. The jazz in the background suddenly sounded hollow. He looked around. The same restaurant he'd built on promises of respect and opportunity. The same dream he'd once had, now twisted into something else. He waited until the shift ended. Most of the staff left through the back door except Lena, still cleaning tables in silence. Daniel walked over, the hoodie still on, and said quietly, "Do they really take your tips?" She looked up, startled. "Please, sir." I shouldn't have said anything. Forget it, but he didn't. He handed her a simple card, one that only said, "See you tomorrow morning," the next day. The same staff arrived to find black cars outside the restaurant, cameras, executives, and the same man from the corner booth, now in a tailored suit. The manager's face turned pale when he saw him. "Mr. Cross, I didn't know you were—" Daniel raised a hand. Silence. He walked past the manager, through the kitchen, then stopped where Lena stood frozen. "You told the truth," he said softly. "And you did it with respect. That takes courage." He turned back to the others. "A business is only as good as the people who serve in silence. If we build success on fear, we lose everything that makes it worth having." The manager tried to speak, but Daniel's voice stayed calm. "You're relieved of your duties. Effective immediately, no shouting. No humiliation. Just calm justice." Then he looked back at Lena. "From today, you'll lead this team. Not as punishment to anyone now, but as a reminder. Kindness doesn't need power to matter." For a moment, she couldn't breathe. Tears welled up, but she blinked them away. "Thank you, sir. I just wanted things to be fair." Daniel nodded. That's all any good person wants. As he left the restaurant, the sunlight spilled through the glass, warm, golden, quiet. The air felt lighter. He didn't feel like a billionaire anymore. Just a man reminded of what wealth was really for. That night, he sat alone again, eating a simple steak at a roadside diner. The waitress there smiled like she meant it. And for the first time in years, Daniel smiled back, because sometimes the richest thing a person can give is fairness. If this story moved you, like, comment, share your Kindness Valley thoughts below, and subscribe for more untold stories.